Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be a match between INnoVation and Scarlett from Nation Wars 2019. The quarterfinals is going to be Ephemeron. The latter edition is the map. And in the bottom right we have the red Zerg player Scarlett hailing from Canada. And in the top left it is the Korean Terran player. He is a terror. It is INnoVation. Alright, so ZVT featuring two very popular players. Very excellent in their own right. It's been a while since I've cast a game from Scarlett. Figured I would see how she's holding up in 2019. And yeah, welcome to 2020, you guys. I have a lot of replays from the end of 2019, so buckle up and expect that for maybe a few days or a couple of weeks more. 16, 18, 17 here from Scarlett. 1 Rax expand here from INnoVation, throwing down a Reaper. Nothing too crazy here in this ZVT. No proxies of any kind, and no proxy hatch, no proxy barracks, and proxy barracks are a lot more common than proxy hatches, which kind of makes me very sad, because I love proxy hatches. I think the reason that I love them so much is because they're pretty bad, but when they work, it is super fun to watch. When they don't work, like just getting sniffed out and killed before it can do anything, that is not very fun. I guess the same could be said for proxy barracks. Yeah. Anyway, we've got a Reaper. Reaper's name is Reaper Copycat Names, or Copycat Reaper Names. Joseph Atwell, Emperor Mensk, delighted in giving each Reaper a name, a backstory, and a brief description of their horrible fate. However, he noticed that other people were copying his exact Reaper naming style. Rather than being flattered that his naming scheme is bringing such joy to others that they wish to copy his work, Emperor Mensk was filled with jealousy and sent the copycat Reaper namers to the Reaper program. He has encouraged a lot of people to put in different Reaper names here, and if you want your Reaper name read, just go ahead and put Reaper name in the comment of any video. Any video. I don't care when it was posted years ago. You can go there if you want. Put Reaper name, the name of the Reaper, and then if you want a backstory, put a backstory. I don't care. You don't have to have one, but it is fun if you do, but it's not required. Alright, so third base trying to come down here, but says this SCV. I'm going to block your face in. Scattered in, so the Reaper comes in and knows the timing on that hatch there. Knows there's no lings on the way across the map. There are some defensively, though. And, got the hatch down just in the nick of time. That Reaper is trying to come in to snipe it, but the drone won the fight enough to where the SCV had to retreat. And these lings are cruising across the map now. There's not a Reaper. There's not a Reaper up here. Kind of like this, although the command center is going to finish. There's no question about that, but it is very close with these lings cruising on in. But it's going to finish. Ready for this? 3, 2, 1. Hit. What is that? Get back to work. You could have finished. And done. All right, so Marine out to shove those Zerglings away. Reaper came all the way back home to do that. Scarlett's third base is up and running. Creep spreading as per usual. And Scarlett really should just be droning up until about 40 workers or so. Then we'll start seeing maybe a lair, maybe some gas. Who really knows? INnoVation, on the other hand, going for a very quick third CC. That is... Dang. That was like Barracks Factory CC Starport is what that build was. Double gas up here, which isn't too strange. I really don't see an indication of going for battle cruisers or anything, especially with a third base coming up. He's going for a pretty darn macro-heavy style, which is what we have seen a lot of on the channel. Man, can I tell you, the INnoVation versus Serral Best of 5 that I posted last Sunday was insanely viewed. It got 10,000 views in the first 24 hours. I don't think I've posted anything on the history of the channel that got 10,000 views in the first 24 hours. And it was up to 14 and 15,000 the next day. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if the YouTube algorithm was like, let's give Falcon Paladin some joy in his life. Give him a ton of views on this really awesome best of 5. Like, I'm not going to say it's unwarranted, because holy smokes. Probably one of the best, the best Terran player on Earth right now, maybe. And the best Zerg player on Earth, maybe. Unless you think it's Raynor, which there's an argument for it being Raynor, to be honest. The Raynor's the only person that can beat Serral, really, in any consistent tournament-style setting in a best-of situation. So anyway, Scarlett, as I mentioned, is up to about 40 workers, and here we go. Got the extra gas, got a Baneling nest on the way, and throwing up a lair at the natural base as you do. Creep spreading as well as she can. And enough queens to shove away the harassment. INnoVation's third is landing at about 4.5 minutes, which is pretty darn fast. And it is a battle cruiser. Hey! I was way off base. Look at Falcon being wrong. I guess he took the third and the fourth refineries. Maybe soon after I said there was not going to be battle cruisers, but it's definitely battle cruiser. So is it battle cruiser Hellion, or do we have an armory? I don't think he has the resources to make an armory at this point, so it's going to be Hellions. It's going to be a BC. Scarlet. The problem is Scarlet's going to have enough queens to handle that BC without question. Got spores coming up too to root and anchor the defense. Banelings aren't going to be super useful, unfortunately, but I don't know. Getting Baneling Nest for safety purposes is fine anyway. They're good against Marines, Hellbats, Marauders, Reapers. I mean, Banelings are just a good unit against Terran in general. Even if they're going mech, there are things Banelings can be used for. So Battle Cruiser almost done. They take about an eternity to complete. Factory. Hey, we are factorying it up though. INnoVation going for mech play rather than the more standard bio stuff, which he usually likes to go. But he is very capable of this because, again, elite players in StarCraft are capable of anything. Oh, Reaper. Copycat Reaper namers. They're going to live. Wow, buddy Hellions saving him alive there. 10 drones in production from Scarlett. She is up to 62 workers with 7 more on the way. Hellions kind of going for a bit of a dive on in here, but there are, again, enough queens and lings, especially some banelings. He is worried about Hellbats with the number of Hellions on the ground, but I don't think he really should be. I don't think she should be afraid of that at all. And Battle Cruiser showing up down here at the 3rd. I'm surprised Scarlett doesn't have a 4th yet. I don't know if she knows this exists. Again, that was an early 3rd. That is an early 3rd, especially considering the BC opening. But BC jumped over here, which means can't jump out, which means needs to run, which means down to 80, 70 HP, and does escape only because the queens ran out of creep there. Is there another battle cruiser? Oh, yeah. INnoVation's going for more BCs. Check this action out. Spiral on the way from Scarlett. The Overlord scouted that there were more BCs in production, probably. Saw the number of factories and said, oh, yeah, Aspire's going to be a good answer here. As Cyclones start pumping out right now from INnoVation. Creep spread really great for Scarlett. She's always been known for a ridiculously good creep spread. The problem is her 4th base is late. This 3rd base by INnoVation has been running for about a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes already, and this 3rd or 4th isn't even up for Scarlett yet. I'd like to see her maybe expand again. She's on 74 workers. She can afford to do it mineral-wise. It's just, do you want to forego some upgrades and some tech structures to do it? And maybe not. Maybe you don't. At this point, it sure seems like she doesn't. So yeah, Corruptor's going to be a big deal against these battle cruisers. If you're dealing with Cyclones, Zerglings, getting a wraparound and Baneling hits can be pretty fantastic. There's got to be an armory now, right? Do we make an armory yet? Yes. So we can make these into Hellbats, which Banelings are going to be incredibly useful against those. They have speed too, which is nice. And Nidus Network on the way from Scarlett. Interestingly enough, not sure what that's all about. But I don't know what that Ling was trying to do. Yamato individually taking down queens here. There are some swarm hosts in production. Scarlett, as an answer to these BCs, decides that it's time for swarm hosts, which I don't know that I agree with. These BCs can teleport home, which is why they're doing this. They can fly over the queens to take a ton of damage because they don't have to worry about running away. If they had to worry about running, they would have just run, but as it stands, You can fly over those queens, do some damage, call it a day. Creep spread still happening from Scarlett while all this is going on. The swarm hosts. Have we seen swarm hosts in response to Battle Cruiser on this channel? I don't know that we have. It's kind of nuts, to be honest with you. But, I mean, Nidus here, you go into the natural. There's really nothing to stop this. I mean, 3 Battle Cruisers do a ton of damage against Locusts. But maybe, yeah, here we go. Nidus up north is pretty good. Blue Flame, Hellions done. Loving the Blue Flame. But Zerg players have been able to get a handle on mech. So, I'm not sure if INnoVation just feels like he's that much better than Scarlett. He can afford to do the strategy that he would never do against Cyril. Or what? Oh, Fungal Baneling. A Fungal Baneling hit. Haven't seen one of those in a long while. In a hot minute, as the kids would say. So Nidus erupts. I'm not sure INnoVation knows there's a Nidus network at all, to be honest with you. He does not. So, all right. Locust flying on into the 3rd. Going to town. Hellions coming on over. They look like little Banelings with this skin. That's almost unfair. The psychological advantage of Baneling-looking Locust coming in and taking out 16, 17 of your SCVs. I don't know what was killing drones back there. Probably Hellion run-bys, I suppose. Ah, Battle Cruiser's ready for this Nidus, though. It accomplishes nothing. And this Nidus worm up north gets killed, too. So it's 76 to 59 workers. Zerg players, again, can afford to take some hits to their economy from time to time, better than Zerg players and Protoss players can. Scarlett is taking a 5th right now, as INnoVation, his 4th is up and muling. So 4 bases to 5 bases. Scarlett manages to take the lead. Battle Cruisers coming in. Queen count. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Dropped by 3 instantaneously there. Scarlett is making some Corruptors, recognizing the 3 Battle Cruisers is pretty much the limit to where you want to let them do whatever they want with and try to defend with queens. There is a level to which you actually need Corruptors out. Infestors getting picked off. This is bad. Losing Infestors is massive. Small Roach Ravager army here against a lot of tanks and Hellbats. Locust coming from the backside and actually picking off a tank. Maybe gonna get 2 tanks, but the focus firing is not very good. The kiting nice, but it loses a tank there. But it doesn't really matter. Army supply 95. It's pretty big for Scarlett, but a lot of these are swarm hosts. 15 drones down. The revenge of INnoVation is real. Corruptor count, not super hot. There's 1 more in production. These battle cruisers have been doing work today. 11 kills on that one. Nothing here can shoot up, so the battle cruisers don't really want to fight, but I guess they're going to stand and get out. No! Loses a battle cruiser. That little bit of vulnerability we have now with battle cruisers when they jump was enough to kill it. Amazing stuff. Another Nidus Storm trying to come off this left side, but I think INnoVation can see that. He's going to try to kill that one. Getting tanks is kind of the priority here, so if you can locust down on 3 or 4 tanks, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Blue Flame Hellions dealing with these locusts fairly effectively. That's how you do. Blue Flame Hellbats are Blue Flame Hellions, good at just eviscerating and incinerating locusts. INnoVation taking a base at the top there for his 5th. And Scarlett still actually only at 58 workers. Really? She only lost 22 drones, but I guess she got to about 70 and stopped. So Roach is in production, a Greater Spire on the way. If she can get Broodlords out in time to deal with this. Broodlords would be the key, but I'm not sure if she has the time to do it is the problem. Locust timeout is done right as these tanks siege up, actually. So if you can launch on that, launch on it. There we go. Launching on it. And dropping, not really dropping on the sieged up tanks, but actually going after these Hellbats, strangely enough. Enough, however, to absorb a lot of the damage from a lot of these tanks. And I think Scarlett is barely going to be able to clean this up. Just barely cleaning that up. Where the heck is that Nidus Swarm? That one. I don't know where that one is. But army supply, 78 to 56. Scarlett doing all right here. Scarlett taking another Nidus Swarm up north, but there are Hellbats ready to go. Transformation Turbos is getting started here because Hellbats had to do regular transforming time, which is just embarrassing. Scarlett retaking her 4th base. Her 5th base is up and running. She's droning a bit. She's working on 3-3. She has some time to breathe, and she has that Greater Spire if she needs to make some Brood Lords. So I think Scarlett has survived a lot of what INnoVation has tried to do here today. INnoVation just on the lookout for these Nidus Swarms and has killed a few of them already. 6 of them have gone down. I'm not entirely sure if that counts Nidus Swarms that were under construction when they died. I don't think that counts for other buildings, but Nidus Swarms maybe are different in some way. Here we go. Hellion run by into pretty much an entirely undefended base. Except for 1 queen, which really doesn't count at all. Lings, however, not bad. Only 5 drones down to that attack. I thought it would be more than that. Hellion's coming back around. Is this the same? Oh, it's a different base. A different base getting Hellion run by. That is a bigger number. We are now up to 15 drones down. Scarlett is down to 60 workers to 97 for INnoVation. Nidus Swarm does come up along this left side. Did it? I don't know. Locust getting rid of this +3 upgrade would be pretty incredible, and she is going to get it. Nicely done. 4 SCVs down. Denies the +3 vehicle weapons upgrade. Nidus Swarm on the right side gets picked off and killed there too. Did they come out of this Nidus? Is that what that was? This is a good game. This is a really good ZVT. I am enjoying it immensely. Hope you are too. Hit that like button if you are. This helps the YouTube algorithm recognize who I am, which sometimes it can do and sometimes it can't. All right, Corrosive Biles on landing on a couple of those tanks, not killing any of them, I don't believe. Staying out of the range of the siege tanks is a good idea. Locust calming down. Oh, kind of catching those tanks out. And how many can they get? 0 tanks killed. A couple of them severely injured, but not dead yet. And that's what really matters in StarCraft. Is your unit dead yet or not? Ravagers trying to delay as well as they can. There are 5 Brood Lords in production. I don't know. There they are. There they are. And there's some Viper playing out too. Viper is a hugely important unit in the Zerg swarm. Brood Lords raining down destruction. Nothing here can shoot up. It's time to go home. That's what that is. We're working on double starport. Yep. But it's too late. I don't know that INnoVation was expecting Brood Lords here. He does not seem prepared for it at all. He's making a couple Thors, but he's just now starting them. This army's in full retreat. This army is extremely good against ground. Really incredibly stupidly weak against air. That's the trade-off you make. Scarlett taking another base in the bottom left. More Nidus Swarms coming up. This is a nutso game. I am enjoying this game so much. All right. Again, tanks are like, well, I guess we'll get some use before we die. Taking down these rocks, I suppose. Oh, these tanks coming in the wrong way. Dude, I don't know that... Northern Planetary Fortress does not die. This one seems like it might be in a lot of trouble, though. This many Broodlords chomping on it. The SCVs aren't even trying to repair at this stage. That base is down. 4 more SCVs die. And Scarlett might consider that a job well done. She's backing out. She's coming back to the safety of creep. This creep tumor could be pushed, and it is being pushed because, again, Scarlett is one of those queens of creep in the StarCraft universe. This Nidus Swarm still alive. That's a big deal. This Nidus Swarm still alive. That's a big deal, providing a lot of mobility to the Zerg Swarm here. Trying to replant that base that just died as INnoVation. Locust coming on down. Boy, if they can get a couple of these Thors, that would be massive. If they can get at least 2 of these Thors. 1 Thor down, 2 Thors down. 3 Thors down. The Vikings are fighting against Corruptors, not what they want to do. The right side, there are a couple Vikings here, but Parasitic Bomb making quick work of them. Except for this guy, he's alive with 5 HP, but the tank count is getting absolutely obliterated. Army supply 75 to 56. The Thors outrange the Broodlord. Taking down one of them seems feasible, and it is. Taking down the other ones is not going to happen without any support. So that's why the Broodlords are pulling back here, accepting some fire here. Look at that. That timing on these Locusts is insanely good from Scarlett. Oh my gosh. If she can deny the +3 attack again, does she know that's what she's looking at here? I bet she does. I bet she does. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. She got it. She denied +3 attack again. What a mad woman. Insanely good play. The good news for INnoVation is he's reestablished a base that died here. I believe it was his 5th. More Vipers in production. This game is only 16 minutes, you guys. How many of you would click on a game that was 16 minutes long? Right? I fear putting up videos that are less than 20 minutes long because then you guys are like, it's not a fun game unless it's 20 minutes long. Look at this. This is 16 minutes. We've done this much already. 29,000 resources have been lost by INnoVation in 16 minutes. Okay? I really should. I should put up more games that are a little bit shorter that are really exciting, though. So Thor count, it's almost a mass Thor play here with some Hellbats, I guess. So Banelings would be really good. Clearing out these Hellbats and then a Zergling follow-up to get a surround on these dudes would be pretty incredible. But the Broodlord Locust play. INnoVation does not want to engage with Locusts. Locusts are mean. They have +3 attack, which is really bad. Abducting a Thor into the mix. Another Thor goes down to Corrosive Bile, or to Corrosive Bile. Insane. Look at these Hellbats just walking into Broodling strikes. Not what you want to do at all. Trying to take the base in the top right is INnoVation, but there's creep here because that Nidus Storm's been there for some time. Again, the Hellbats just are not really for this composition. They're here for Zerglings, but Scarlett is not making any of those. Army supply 122 to 109. Scarlett has a lead. Spine's trying to help. No, say the Thors. We don't have +3 attack, but it doesn't matter. We are killer against static defense buildings here. Tanks setting up in range of the hatch. Really bad. Locust jumping on top. Hellbats ready to go. Where are they, though? Nice anti-air from the Thors against those Locusts. Coming from the left side, picking off a tank. Corruptor's not quite sure what to do with their lives, to be honest, but the mass Thor play is giving Scarlett a lot of trouble right now. This is what I'm telling you. Thors against Broodlords are not bad. They're not too bad here, unless they get abducted into oblivion, but Scarlett does not have that many Vipers. As it will turn out, this army has just been marching for what feels like 20 minutes now. It is definitely not the case. But Locusts, bam, ready to go here, coming in from all sides. These Thors are sort of dying, but also refusing to die at the same time. Tank down, 3 tanks remaining. Swarmo's taking serious hits. Locust coming down. No, but the anti-air on the Thors wipes out most of them before they can land. It's 108, and it doesn't matter. GG.